What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth. We are honest. We give our takes on AEW. It is Wednesday night, March 9th, 2022. We got Wesley Williams and Cameron Johnson here. Really quick, before we get into tonight's show, just want to talk about this past weekend for a little bit. I just want to thank AEW. It was one of the best experiences I've had in my entire life. Not just Sunday night, but the entire weekend. Started Friday night at Rampage. Rampage was a great show. Saturday, FanFest. The only complaint I had about Rampage was I standing in line for an hour and I ended up not getting merchandise because it was credit card only. It's okay. I got this shirt Sunday at the pay per view. Friday night was great. Saturday, what an outstanding day it was. FanFest. I'm just gotta tell you right now, if any of you watching this or you guys ever go to an AEW pay-per-view, I recommend to you go to FanFest. It's quite the experience. It is absolutely amazing. Q&A shows, meet and greets, dark matches. It was absolutely amazing, and the vlog for that blew up. Nearly 2,000 views on the Big Fight Fuel channel for the vlog at FanFest. Man, I cannot stress enough how thankful I am for that. Sunday night, we capped off with Revolution. Probably the best wrestling show I've ever been to in person. Probably AEW's best show that they've ever done. My God, what was that the experience? I thought after the ladder match, I'm like, dude, I gotta go take a walk. I just can't. I gotta relax for a second. That's literally what I did during the TBS title match. I just went for a walk because I had to. I had to catch my breath. But man, what a weekend! It was one of the best weekends ever. AEW Revolution, being there in person was one of the best experiences I've had in my life, and the channel. This was by far the best weekend ever on the Big Fight Field channel. We nearly gained, I think, the most subscribers in a weekend. We nearly gained like 15 subscribers in one day. That's I don't even know what to say. I appreciate that so much. We went from 430 subscribers from the start of the weekend to now at 449. We're one subscriber away from halfway to 500. I would have never expected that this weekend. But man, I had to share that real quick. Um, just thank you to AEW. They are the freaking best, and I cannot wait to do this again. I cannot wait when I have this experience again. But did you guys enjoy Revolution? I hope you guys did. And we have a lot to talk about tonight. But Cam, what's up, brother? How are you
What's,
doing?
what's going on, good brother Joseph? I am doing good. What's going on, good brother West, man? Glad to be back. Glad to be back here on the Big Fight Field channel, man. Not only because AEW Dynamite was tonight, man, but this is a very special. Well, but this is a very special night. 1 year ago, 1 year ago, Joseph asked me to come on the Big Fight Field channel, man. At first, we were talking. At first, we were discussing and reviewing
Yeah.
NXT. The promotion. Yeah, the brand we used to love before Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard made it into a kids game show and just made us completely, just made us, and just drove all the fun out of NXT. Made it Raw SmackDown 2.0. But I am happy to be on the Big Fight Field channel. I'm happy to be here a year. I hope everybody that watches these videos have appreciated, and I hope everybody watching these videos have enjoyed me being on the channel as much as I've enjoyed it. And I can say this, I know I say some outlandish things. I know I say some outlandish things about my opinions on pro wrestling. About my opinions on certain stuff, man. But I'm here because I love it. Joseph, I consider you, Joseph. I consider you a great friend, man. Thanks for bringing me on. Wesley, you are my brother, man. But let's get into AEW Dynamite tonight, which was another banger. Tony Khan was Tony Khan was on something, bro. Tony Khan, I'm telling you, when Tony Khan loads up the show like this, he on something. Tony Khan is on something when he loads the show up like this, man. I think he might need. I hope he, he might need to put, he might need to put that cocaine down, bro. Because like the month of March and February have been absolutely stellar episodes of AEW Dynamite. My God.
Yeah, like Cam brung up, I completely, and I apologize for this, fellas, but I completely forgot that last Friday was the 1 year anniversary. You guys came on the Big Fight Field channel and started to come on the channel regularly. I was so focused on Revolution Weekend, it kind of phased out, but we're gonna celebrate it tonight, man. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you guys coming on the channel, talking about professional wrestling, what we love so much. Cameron, that was beautiful what you said. I consider you an amazing friend, my dude. Wes, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? What's up, man? 1 year, crazy. 1 year we've been doing this regular, man. The three of us coming on here talking AEW on a weekly basis, man. It has been a very fun ride, man, and I hope we can continue to do this for just many more years. You guys, I consider very good friends of mine in my life, and I hope one day, we can come together at an AEW event, whether that be a Dynamite, a Rampage, a pay-per-view, or even an Elevation or a Dark. Somewhere, somehow, we hope the three of us can come together and meet up in person because I would love to get to hang out with you guys, man. And it's been an honor and it's been a privilege, honestly, just to get to have a platform to talk all elite wrestling and to talk professional wrestling as in general. And I wouldn't want to do it with other guys, rather with you, Joseph, and with you, Cameron. So it's been awesome doing this for a year, man. And Joseph, I couldn't thank you enough for inviting me on the channel to have me talk about AEW with you. You know how much of a big AEW fan I am, and I'm very, very proud fan. I've become an even more proud fan over the course of this year that we've been talking about AEW, man. Tony Khan, you are a beautiful, beautiful man, and I thank you so much for revitalizing professional wrestling, man, and doing it in the best image possible, in the best way possible. And Revolution kicked so much ass this past Sunday, man. I absolutely loved it, man. Joseph, I can't imagine how amazing it was live, man. I just only got to feel it through my television screen, man. But AEW hit a home run, and not only a home run, they hit a grand slam with Revolution this past Sunday, man. And it's only going up from here, man. And we got Double or Nothing, the next pay-per-view coming up in May, and we got St. Patrick's Day Slam next week. But tonight we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite, the fallout from AEW Revolution. A lot of stuff happened tonight. So a big debut happened and a title change happened. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into. And boys, let's do what we do best and let's dive right into it.
Yes, this is a celebration tonight. I appreciate y'all commitment to the channel, and it's meant everything. And for that, I promise you this. Hopefully soon in the future, whether it's Dynamite, a live Rampage, or a pay-per-view, the three of us will be at an AEW show together, and we're going to enjoy the heck out of it. I'm hoping that is a promise. Maybe in 20. I don't know. Hopefully in the near future, all three of us are at some sort of AEW show together. So, that to look forward to in the future. But yeah, the fallout of Revolution. Unfortunately, Revolution is in the past. It's time to move on. And we moved on to Dynamite tonight in Fort Myers, Florida. Had 3 title matches on tonight's show, and I tweeted it out. It kind of felt like, Tony Khan was doing some sort of a continuation from the pay-per-view on Sunday, carrying it into tonight on Wednesday. We had 3 championship matches tonight. We had Dante Martin getting an AEW world title match against Hangman Page, who's ranked Dante Martin, I believe, ranked number 1 in the rankings going into this match. You had the Acclaimed getting their shot at the AEW tag team titles against Jurassic Express. And then we had the main event, Scorpio Sky getting his shot at the TNT title against Sammy Guevara. We also had a debut. Everybody knows now. Jeff Hardy Jeff Hardy is all elite, absolutely crazy. Gonna talk about my favorite thing on Sunday was Wardlow. Wardlow was one of my favorite things on Sunday, and he cut his first official babyface promo, which I really loved. We got to know a lot about him, but one of my favorite things on tonight's show, my second favorite thing on tonight's show, besides Jeff Hardy's debut, was the freaking promo that William Regal did tonight. He is a freaking big acquisition to AEW. That is a big get for AEW. And I was shocked. The crowd was going bananas when William Regal came out, man. I'm telling you, none of us expected William Regal to show up on Sunday. It was absolutely crazy. And his promo tonight was a chef's kiss. I cannot wait to talk about that. We got so much to talk about. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. If you have not already, got a lot of content up on the channel. We have the vlog from Rampage, FanFest, and Revolution. If y'all have not already, be sure to go check out those vlogs. I don't care which one you check out. Just be sure, if you have not already, go ahead, check them out, leave a like. I would greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, boys, let's get into tonight's show. And the show in Fort Myers opened up the same way the show did on Sunday with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho opened up the show tonight. He welcomed everybody to AEW DYNAMITE, and he said that Sunday was one of the greatest nights of his career. And he says he lost to Eddie Kingston, and he tapped out to Eddie Kingston, but it was still one of the greatest nights of his career. And he considered this match, and I thought the same thing right after that. It's one of his best matches in AEW, and I completely agree with that. I think there was a period of time that Chris Jericho was not as attractive on TV. People wanted him to take a break, go do his stuff with Fozzy. I'm pretty sure this was the MJF feud. This was like Chris Jericho just write him off of television, and people just didn't want to see him. And now he just got done what I think was one of his best matches in AEW. Eddie Kingston, I think he's had better matches, but for Chris Jericho, this was one of his best matches in AEW to date. I completely agree with what he said. He then said he didn't live up to his word, and his word means everything. So he calls out Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston comes out, and he says, you are right. I did doubt myself. You got in my head. I was sitting at the hotel Saturday night, and he was talking a story about FanFest, how he met 4 people that they were inspired by him. He was their hero, and they were going through bad mental health, and he was their inspiration. And he went back to the hotel and was like, I'm not going to let those people down. He said he wanted to go out and drink, and he said, I'm not going to do that to those people because I'm their inspiration, and I'm going to go do what I got to do on Sunday. And he didn't do it for himself. He did it for them. And he was so happy. He called it the biggest victory of his career. No doubt that was the biggest victory of his career. And then we talked about Jericho's deal that he did not live up to. He says, that's your problem for Chris. And he told Chris that he respected him and he wants him to shake his hand. Chris Jericho did shake Eddie Kingston's hand. After this, we had 2.0 and Daniel Garcia come out, attack Jericho and Kingston. This let out Santana and Ortiz. Santana was holding, I believe, Daniel Garcia when Jericho had Floyd the Bat. Jericho standing at Garcia, but he hits Santana with the bat, and the heel turn was complete right there. Jericho Garcia 2.0 is beating up on Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. Jake Hager comes out. Jake Hager's yelling at Jericho, and he then attacks Ortiz. Jake Hager scared me tonight. He legitimately almost hurt Eddie Kingston. Power bomb through a table. Eddie Kingston's head hit the table. That legitimately scared me. I really hope Eddie Kingston's okay. And we have a new faction in AEW. The Inner Circle is no more. Thank God. It was past its due. We now have the Jericho Appreciation Society with Jake Hager 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and Chris Jericho. I don't really know how I feel about the new faction. I mean, it'll grow. I'll get familiar with it. I don't know. I just hope 2.0 is taken serious and they're built up well. I do think I like this for Daniel Garcia. I think he's going to get a good spotlight working with Jericho now. So we'll see what happens. Clearly, the feud with Kingston and Jericho is still continuing. So I really did like this opening segment. I thought it was a great segment, but it's just going to take time for me to get familiar with this new faction. So I thought it was a great opening. I was a fan of the segment. And let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from Cameron first on the opening segment.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not calling. Do you guys hear an echo in the background?
Yeah, I do.
That was me because I had a motorcycle outside. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm calling this Jericho Appreciation Society to the Inner Circle 2.0. That is what I'm calling. I'm not calling them JAS. I'm calling them the Inner Circle 2.0. That's exactly what they are. It's the Inner Circle 2.0. You got Daniel Garcia serving as one of the pillars. You got 2.0 as the tag team, and you got Jake Hager just standing there being useless. I don't know why he's signed by AEW. The man sucks. The man sucks. I've been saying it for years. He sucked when he was in WWE, and he sucks here. So I don't know why he's still around. But I thought this opening segment was great. And as soon as 2.0 came out, I was thinking to myself, I was like, what if it's revealed that Jericho is with 2.0? Santana and Ortiz came out, and that just led Jericho doing the turn. But I like this a lot. I am here for heel Chris Jericho. Heel Chris Jericho is much more entertaining than babyface Chris Jericho. Babyface Jericho, when he was doing stuff with American Top Team last year, in my opinion, was just get off my television. I did not want to see Chris Jericho around. But now that he's heel and he's with 2.0, I'm very intrigued now by Chris Jericho. Eddie Kingston being back with Santana Ortiz is lovely. I thought this was a great opening segment here, and I cannot wait to see how this feud goes down and how this feud continues. I mean, what else? That's my fault. And what else Jericho has in store for Eddie Kingston and Santana Ortiz and the entire AEW roster?
Wes.
Yeah, I thought this was an awesome opening segment, man. What a way to start things post-Revolution, man. You got Chris Jericho with the epic heel turn and a new faction on the rise. Yeah, I agree with you, Cam. I'm probably just going to refer to them as Inner Circle 2.0 because, I mean, it makes more sense. You have the literal tag team called 2.0 in this group now. Feel like it really fits rather than Jericho Appreciation Society. Not digging the name too much, but maybe it will grow over time. I don't know. But I do love the fact that we got heel Jericho again, man. We've all seen for many years that heel Chris Jericho is an amazing Chris Jericho, man. And he does well as a face too. He's one of those guys who can do both roles very well. But heel Chris Jericho is a whole nother beast, and we got to see that, firsthand in AEW at its very inception. And now we get to see heel Jericho again, but this time with a new faction, not with the Inner Circle anymore. The Inner Circle is no more. It is dead. We got a new Inner Circle on the rise with Jericho, Hager 2.0, and Daniel Garcia. I'm looking forward to this. I think this will be very interesting, and the Jericho Kingston feud will continue, probably going into Double or Nothing. I could definitely see Kingston recruiting 2 more guys, possibly maybe Hernandez and Homicide, since we got LAX back together. So yeah, we could see an LAX Inner Circle 2.0 Stadium Stampede match at Double or Nothing. Who knows, man? I'd definitely love to see it. I'm already, look at me, man. Look at me. I'm probably ahead of the game for Tony Khan. I'm already booking Double or Nothing, but I don't know. I think Tony Khan's got Double or Nothing booked already, full on for sure. But that's just my idea on it. I really would love to see that. But this was definitely a great way to open things, man. Definitely a huge twist here. And Eddie Kingston being the leader of the babyface group is definitely an awesome decision, man. Eddie Kingston is so over. You can definitely tell from the crowd at Revolution. I mean, just from the crowds beforehand and the crowd tonight, man. Eddie Kingston's one of the most over guys, and not only in AEW, but in pro wrestling right now. And this guy deserves the world, man. The guy is real. He's genuine. I love it, man. And I think this will be very fun going forward.
I'm gonna be honest, I would be low-key curious how they do if they do the Stadium Stampede, if they bring in Homicide and what was the other guy's name?
Hernandez.
It's my bad. If they do bring in Homicide and Hernandez, the team with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz, how they would do a Stadium Stampede match. I would be curious. But hey, it's something I could potentially get behind. I don't see it as a main event match, but who knows? So, that was the opening segment, and the Jericho Kingston feud is continuing. Chris Jericho is a heel. Like you guys said, heel Jericho is the best Jericho. So, we'll see what happens. We had the AEW World Championship match between Dante Martin and Adam Hangman Page. This was a really, really solid world title match. Dante Martin getting his deserved title match. Number 1 in the rankings. Did all that singles work while his brother Darius was out. By the way, I got to see these guys in action on Friday on Dark. They are phenomenal. I cannot wait for them they're going to break out this year as a tag team. They are going to break out. I'm very excited for that. But Dante had a really good match with Hangman Page. Solid match. The ending sequence was a thing of beauty. So Hangman, it was a series of moonsault to Hangman to the outside. Dante jumping through the ropes, Hangman then hitting Dante Martin with the buckshot lariat and retaining the AEW World Championship. After the match, Tony Schiavone comes down to the ring. Hangman calls for Dante Martin to get back to the ring. He says, I want to tell you something. 1 year ago, your brother tore his ACL, and you had to do all the work for you and your brother. Well, he had to recover, and you became such an amazing single star. This led you to getting an AEW World Championship match. And I want to tell you right now, if you ever get to this point again, and you're the number 1 contender for the World Championship, I will have no problem doing this with you. I will have no problem doing this with you. And the two guys shake hands, and they hug it out. And then we had a promo from Adam Cole afterwards. But I want to talk about the match real quick. Wes, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I thought this was a very fun world title match here. Very happy for Dante, man. Definitely the biggest match in his career. And still, I believe he's only, 20 years old still, man. It's crazy. It's unbelievable how far he's come in just this short amount of time, and him being this young still. It's crazy, man. But I love that him and Darius are back as a unit. I think I definitely see them holding tag team gold at some point, man. These two guys are way too talented, and the crowd definitely loves watching them, man. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't have fun watching these guys compete. But Dante had a really good showing here against Hangman Page tonight. Of course, we knew Page was going to retain, as he did. I love the rub that he gave to Dante after the match. It goes to show you that AEW, once again, it shows you AEW cares about the future, and they're definitely the future is definitely in good hands with the amount of stacked talent they have on this roster now. It's unbelievable, man. And so I'm very happy for Dante here in this scenario. But I think now is going to be more focused on him and Darius as a tag team going forward. And like I said, they'll definitely win tag team gold at some point. Don't know if it happens in 2022, but I'd say sometime 2023, maybe 2024, I could definitely see them holding tag team gold. But it's going to be very fun seeing Top Flight do their thing once again.
Cam.
I thought this is very. This is a very short match. This is very short, but I thought this was a lot of fun in the short amount of time that it went. Very cool seeing Dante Martin get a world title shot, and I like the fact that AEW, cleared up. I like the fact that AEW, cleared up this little loose end almost. Before Dante Martin, before they put Dante Martin back in the tag team division. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that they were able to tie that loose end there and give Dante Martin a world title match here. So I thought this was really fun. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was really fun. Dante Martin, believe me, Dante Martin will be back wrestling for the world title again. He may very well be AEW. He may very well be AEW champion in about a good 4 or 5 years. But for right now, I thought this was really good stuff. This was really good stuff here between Hangman and Dante.
I really do, like you said it best. I really do like the fact this was kind of his send-off back into the tag team division with his brother. I think this is Tony Khan showing appreciation to what Dante did while his brother was out. They could have while his brother Darius was injured, they could have easily had Dante Martin just do nothing and just wait for his brother to come back. That would have been horrible for Top Flight, in my opinion. I'm really glad that they put Dante in the singles division. They gave him big matches with guys like Hangman Page, guys like Malachi Black. They had him showcase himself. Really, his breakout performance was back in the summer against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. That was when people really started to get into Dante Martin, and he was doing incredible things. So I think that was Tony Khan's appreciation, and they could have easily just had him wait until Darius comes back. Like, unfortunately, what WWE does with their tag teams. Like, for an example, I think it was Ivar who got injured in, 2020.
They did nothing with them. They did absolutely nothing with them. They did the same thing with the Revival. I'm sorry. I used their slave name. They did the same thing with FTR when I think it was Cash Wheeler got injured. They did nothing with Dax Harwood. They come back, Dax Harwood gets injured, and they did nothing with Cash Wheeler. Did the same thing with the Usos for a little. They did the same thing with the Usos for a little bit too. Before they put I forgot which one. I can't tell them. I forgot which one. I can't tell them apart. But before they put one of them with Roman in the storyline, they had one of the Usos got injured. They had the other Uso not doing a damn thing.
It's horrible. Ivar got injured in somewhere in 2020, and they did nothing with Eric, and they came back the night after WrestleMania 2037. And it's that's horrible for a tag team, because if someone gets injured and you're not doing something with the other guy, that's detrimental to that tag team. And I'm just so happy that they didn't do that to Top Flight, because I feel like if Dante Martin didn't get the singles run that he did, I feel like Top Flight would not be over, and I feel like people would not really know who they are. But I'm really glad that they pushed Dante the way they did. So, very happy for that. After the match, Adam Cole comes out and congratulates Hangman Page. He's like, you squeaked by me at Revolution, and I proved something. I might have lost you, but I proved that you, Hangman, are just one move away, and you're no longer the world championship. And he says, Adam Cole says he will not stop until he gets what he wants. That is the AEW World Championship from Hangman Page. So he says next week in San Antonio, you can pick 2 other partners because it's going to be my team against your team in a good old-fashioned 6-man tag. Then after, we have Hangman Page back with the Dark Order. And I think they are slowly trying to break Hangman Page away from the Dark Order, which purposely I'm not upset about. I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing that. And Hangman was like, and the Dark Order said, well, you can pick any of a combination of us that you want to team with you. And he's like, oh, well, I happened to run into Jungle Boy backstage, and he wants another piece of Adam Cole and his partners. And Adam Cole's partners is Red Dragon. That's who he chose. The Young Bucks told him, look, you know us and Hangman, that we can't beat up Hangman and stuff like that. So Adam Cole's like, I wasn't picking you guys anyway. I was picking Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. So next week in San Antonio, we got Hangman Page and Jurassic Express against Adam Cole, the Red Dragon. And we're seemingly continuing the Hangman Page Adam Cole feud, probably getting another world title match out of it. And you know what, man? I'm not mad about it. I mean, after the match they put on Sunday, it was probably my second favorite match of the entire night. They just put on an amazing match. You know what? If they want to do it again, man, I have no complaints. I have absolutely no complaints, so I'm cool with it. Westman, take the floor.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to continue the Adam Cole Hangman Page storyline for just a little longer. To be honest, I was kind of hoping when Adam Cole said I got 2 guys in mind when he told Hangman that I was really hoping that he was referring to like some of his old buddies in Ring of Honor, possibly like referring to the Kingdom faction that he led back when he was in Ring of Honor, possibly like bringing in a Matt Taven or a Mike Bennett. I was kind of hoping they were going to go down that right, since as we know, Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor now. So I was kind of hoping they go in that direction, but it looks like that's not the case. But they're definitely building the tension more between Adam Cole and the Bucks and Red Dragon. And so then, they've already teased Kenny Omega is probably coming back with Don Callis showing up on the buy-in this past Sunday. So it kind of goes to show you that, I mean, they wouldn't have done that for any other reason other than that Kenny's going to be coming back soon. So I really do think that they're kind of building up something there with Kenny and the Bucks and Adam Cole and Red Dragon and whatever they're going to call their group, because obviously they can't go by the Undisputed Era name anymore. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. So they're definitely building more of that tension there. But I could see them doing like maybe on a special episode of Dynamite coming up, they do another Adam Cole Hangman Page world title match, and then Hangman probably retains there because I still don't see him losing the title just yet. And we continue to see the seeds plant more between Adam Cole and Red Dragon and the Bucks, and a possible Kenny Omega return. So a lot of stuff's being built up here, and so we got that 6-man next week. It looks like it will be Hangman, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus versus Red Dragon, Adam Cole. You got all champions on one side and no champions on the other, so it'd be kind of difficult for me to be like, to see like one of the champions get pinned or submitted because they are champions. And I'm one of the big advocates. It's not for champions losing in non-title affairs, but I think they, will have probably another Cole Hangman Page world title match set up. So I guess they got to build to it in some way. So we'll see what happens next week. But at the end of the day, it should be a very entertaining 6-man tag.
Cam.
I am looking forward to the 6-man tag next week. I'm with you. I'm with you. Once you sent that message in the chat, I was like, it would be pretty cool to see the Kingdom back on back on television, man. I miss 2014, 2015, 2016 Ring of Honor, by the way. Those were some fun times. Those were some fun and some good times there. Those were some good and fun times there. But I'm very much looking forward to the 6-man tag next week. But I'm very much looking forward to the 6-man tag next week. And that's all I got to say about it.
We had the Bryan Danielson Moxley match. So I'm not really going to talk about the match that much because I really want to get into this promo. They beat JD Drake and Anthony Henry in about 5 minutes. Very quick tag team match. After the match, we got Tony Schiavone in the ring with Moxley, Danielson, and William Regal. So Schiavone introduced William Regal, and Regal says that he's incredibly happy to be back in this position and to be next to Tony Schiavone. It's been 29 years since Tony Schiavone has interviewed William Regal in the same ring. And he also said that Tony Schiavone was one of the main reasons that he started to be in the business in the first place. So he got to kind of went by him, talked about himself, his history, and his appreciation for Tony Schiavone. So I really enjoyed that. But then Regal talks about what brought him into AEW. And it's the incredible roster, all these young men. And if he was to sit one of these young men down and give him advice, it would be to not be like him. Because William Regal went through many problems. And unfortunately, his career got short as a professional wrestler. And it was many, many years ago that he held a class, and once the class left at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's 2 people left in the wrestling ring. It was him and it was Bryan Danielson. They stayed in there and they trained, and that's how they really learned. And they stayed in there until nearly midnight when they were nearly going to sleep in the ring. And he then talks about how Danielson has been his friend for 21 years, and he calls Bryan Danielson the perfect professional wrestler and everything you need out of a professional wrestler. He then talks about Jon Moxley. He met him 11 years ago and saw the potential that he had, saw the violence that Jon Moxley brung, and he even got to experience it in a wrestling ring 11 years ago when they faced each other. And he talks about the simple solution. Why did I bring Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley together? Why did I make them show respect to each other? And I absolutely love this. It's just perfect and as simple as it gets. He says they brought each other together because on one side, you have the perfect wrestler, one of the best technical wrestlers ever, and someone that young kids look up to. And then he says on the other side, you have one of the best brawlers, unsafe wrestlers, and someone that'll take things to a different height, like Jon Moxley. And he then warns the locker room that anybody that steps into our path, you're going to get stepped on. And that was the promo. This was probably my second favorite thing on tonight's show. This was incredible, an awesome promo cut by William Regal. Such a short and simple explanation as to why he brought Moxley and Danielson together. Again, the perfect wrestler and someone who's going to take things to an unnecessary height. You bring them together, and they're an unstoppable duo. I would actually advocate for these guys to be the tag team champions with William Regal in that corner. That's money. That's money for itself right there. And if they are the next tag team, if they run through everybody and they get to the tag team titles, I would love for them to be the tag team champions. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. This was amazing. And I'm so happy that William Regal is in AEW. You just, the pep talks to the young talent like Daniel Garcia and Lee Moriarty and Top Flight. It's probably amazing back there. And the bond, the reunition with people he worked with in NXT like Adam Cole and Malachi Black and Keith Lee. It's probably amazing to have William Regal backstage in AEW. Such an awesome get, and I said it in the beginning and I'll say it again. Absolutely no one at the show on Sunday expected William Regal to be there. And when he walked from the stage to the ring, that place was bananas. I'm so happy he's in AEW, and this is going to be amazing. I want to hear from Cam first.
I thought this is first off about the actual match. Even though the match was a squash, I just want to say, if the rumors about what they're doing with Ring of Honor is true, and them turning it into like a feeder system, where them turning it, them turning it into a place where AW talents can get some reps. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to see JD Drake sent down to Ring of Honor and to be part of that. JD Drake, I think is awesome, and I think he needs way more recognition than he gets. So I'd love to see him, and so I'd love to see him in Ring of Honor personally. I'd love to see him in Ring of Honor personally. Also, his tag team partner tonight, Anthony Henry. His tag team partner tonight, Anthony Henry. I'd love to see Tony Khan pick him up too. I'd love to see Tony Khan pick him up too. Anthony Henry is really good. Anthony Henry is really good. He comes from Evolve. No, he comes from Evolve. So those two names right there, I would love to see in Ring of Honor. But I'd love to see in Ring of Honor. I just want to say that. I just want to say that real quick. I thought but I thought Moxley and Danielson worked well together. I love the spot in this match where Danielson, I think it was Anthony Henry. Danielson had Henry and like the Mexican the Mexican surfboard, and then Moxley tagged in and just bit his face. That spot was that spot was so cool to me. I absolutely love that spot. But I thought this was exactly what it needed to be. I like William Regal bring up their history. Obviously, William Regal trained Daniel Bryan, or he's one of the people that helped train Daniel Bryan, and also them bringing up the FCW feud. Ambrose and William Regal they had some incredible matches. They had some incredible matches in FCW. They should be online. FCW now the present NXT. So I thought this was a really good promo between these guys, and And William Regal being in AEW was great. Because he's William Regal. Learning from somebody like having somebody like William Regal there, and having the talent there, learn from a guy like William Regal is going to be extremely valuable. We saw how valuable that was in NXT, so it's going to be extremely valuable here too. Also, when we get blood and guts, I need William Regal to come out and yell blood and guts. That's what I need him to do. Like he used to do for War Games. I need William Regal to come out and yell blood and guts. And if Samoa Joe does come to AEW, I need Joe to yell Regal on TV one more time. That's all I need. I need Joe yelling Regal, and I need Regal to yell War Games. But not War Games, Blood and Guts. But other than that, I thought this was really good stuff here.
Wes.
Yeah, man, I love everything about this, man. First, I just want to say the addition of William Regal is absolutely extremely valuable to AEW, man. This is an absolute huge signing here, man. I mean, William Regal's one of the best to ever do it. People who probably haven't seen enough William Regal, I highly suggest you go back and watch his body of work, whether that be promo work or in-ring work. The guy is one of the best to ever do it, man. I mean, he's somebody I feel like who's always been severely underrated and not talked about enough, because William Regal has done a lot of great things for the pro wrestling business, man, and he's taught some of the very best you see on TV. And man, I mean, his knowledge is definitely just something you really want to cherish and value for the rest of your life if you're trying to get into the pro wrestling business. But man, I couldn't believe my eyes when I was watching Revolution Sunday and I saw William Regal appear. Man, I was like, he was somebody I did not expect whatsoever to show up in AEW, and how here we are in 2022, and he's now standing alongside Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley as a tag team. Man, I love everything about it. Just the image of William Regal, Jon Moxley, and Bryan Danielson together. William Regal being the manager of this tag team, man. I mean, I'm with you. I'm right with you, Joseph. I think Moxley and Danielson winning the tag team titles is an absolutely awesome decision. I mean, because these guys would be so fun to watch, man. Absolutely so fun to watch. I don't know how in the world anybody who's a pro wrestling man can be out there and look at this and think this is an L. This is a major W right here, man. If I've ever seen it, man. Moxley and Danielson personally for me are two of my absolute favorites, and I mean them coming together as a team with William Regal being alongside them, man. I mean this is just another way of AEW using a legend to their advantage and using them in the right way. And what better way to use William Regal than have him manage Moxley and Danielson, man. This is going to be so much fun to watch, man. I mean, these guys are two badasses, and they're going to kick the shit out of anybody in their way. And it's going to be so much fun to watch, man. And I cannot wait to see what they do with this going forward, man. But love the promo from Regal tonight. And I love the pure emotion that came out of him too, especially when he talked about Tony Schiavone. I love that, man. See, that's another thing I love about AEW, of course, is that you get the pure emotion out of people when they cut promos, man. You see it with Eddie Kingston. I mean, you see it with Cody, even though he's not with the company anymore. You've seen it with Cody Rhodes. I mean, you've seen it with so much talent within AEW doing it, man. And it's just another reason why I love this company, man. And this, again, it's just going to be a lot of fun to watch going forward, man. And I would be a huge advocate for them being the next tag team champions whenever that does come. Maybe it happens later this year. Or maybe it happens at the start of 2023. We'll have to see what happens, but this is gonna be a big old joyride for sure.
Speaking of them being tag team champions, I got a bold prediction here. I'm gonna say this now. Moxley and Danielson win the tag team titles at Double or Nothing in Vegas. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting the tag team title match on that show is Jurassic Express against Mox and Danielson. Mox and Danielson win the tag team titles there. They then drop the titles later in the year to Santana and Ortiz. That's what I'm saying.
I like that route you're going, dude. And listen, I'm usually not a fan of throwing two singles wrestlers together in a tag team and then winning the tag teams out of nowhere. WWE does it all the time. The only time that I really liked it was with RK Bro because they actually had a really good storyline for them. And this is a really good storyline. And who would not want to see, please tell me, who would not want to see Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson defend the AEW Tag Team Championships on a weekly basis? Please tell me. I mean, seriously. This is the matches you're going to get have them go up against FTR, Top Flight, Varsity Blondes, The Acclaimed, Jurassic Express, The Young Bucks. Dude, there's so many tag teams they could face. They could have fun with this, man. I'm with Cam. They are your next AEW Tag Team Champions. And I'm all for it. I really am. Any last minute words about this?
Man, we're in for a roller coaster. I'll tell you that, man. The AEW is looking much brighter by the day. I mean, just the more they keep bolstering the roster and everything, and just the more fun shows we're getting out of this. It's just, man, I'm telling you, man, going forward, AEW is gonna just get bigger and better by the week, and I'm here for it, man. I've been here for it since day one, man. And I'm just here for the long haul. And man, AEW, they know what they're doing, man. If you're not on the AEW train, you gotta hop aboard right about now, man. I don't know what you're doing if you're a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah, 100%. So we're gonna move on. Next match. No offense to these gentlemen, But randomly during the show, they had a match between Willa Yuta and Pac. And Pac won in like 7 minutes. Fortunately, I was making my dessert during the match, so I didn't watch it. Pac wins, though. Any thoughts?
I mean, it was a very random match. Yes, it was decent for what it was. And Wheeler Yuta, he's got some good showcase moments. I will say. I think he's another young guy that's got a pretty bright future ahead of them. But yeah, I think this was just a random match just to kill time on the show. It didn't build. There's no storyline between best friends or Death Triangle here. I think right now, if I had to guess, maybe they're just kind of waiting for Ray Phoenix to just officially get back. So maybe because I think
Yeah.
stuff with them in House of Black is continuing. And of course, they had Eric Redbeard there this past Sunday, and I think that was just a one-time only appearance. But man, I will say this: Eric Redbeard had a good spot there, man. He did really well in that 6-man, and that was by far was the best match on the buy-in. I don't think anybody can argue with me on that. That was the best match on the buy-in for sure. But I think they're going to continue stuff with House of Black. This was just a random match just to get Pac a win, and again, they're just kind of biding time until Phoenix gets back. So,
Yep, I agree. And Redbeard was really over this weekend, especially Friday. I did not expect him to show up. That was quite the surprise. Cam?
I'm in agreement. Wesley here. I'm in agreement with Wesley here. I thought for the short time that lasts, I thought this was really fun. Wheeler Yuta is going to be Wheeler Yuta's a star. Wheeler Yuta is going to be a star for AEW one day. Wheeler Yuta is going to be a star for AEW one day. He's also one of those names that, I'd love to see. That I'd love. He's also one of those AEW talents that I'd love to see placed in Ring of Honor. That I'd love to see placed in Ring of Honor. I think he'd do a lot of. No, I think he. I think he'd do a lot of great things there. But I think he'd do a lot of great things there. But this is. I thought this is fine. I thought this was fine. Quick win for Pac, and I thought this was perfectly fine. Also, no offense to Redbeard, but I do not need Redbeard in AEW. No offense to Redbeard, I do not need him in AEW. I do not want to see the Redbeard as all elite graphic. I don't want to see it. No disrespect to him, I just don't want to see it. So keep Redbeard. Off of the. So do not sign Eric Redbeard. Okay, that's it.
All right. Well, I will say this. Tony Khan came out on a press conference Thursday, the Revolution conference call, and someone asked him, there's rumors about the Trios tag titles. When will we be seeing the Trios tag team titles? And Tony Khan did say they are coming. He's just waiting for Kenny Omega to come back. I would love, and if that, I'm definitely sure that we're getting trios titles because we see 6-man matches almost every week. To crown the inaugural trios tag team titles, I would love for the inaugural match to be the Death Triangle against the House of Black. I think that is the perfect match to crown their first trios tag team titles. Those titles do not need to go on the Elite. They do not need them at all. I feel like those titles need to go on the House of Black. And I'll take the Death Triangle as a second option. If they want to put the titles on Death Triangle, I got no issue with that. But for my first trios titles champions, I think those titles need to go on the House of Black. And that's just.
I'm in agreement with you, man. House of Black, but like mighty fine with like mighty fine with the 6-man tag team titles, man. Oh my god, making that interest in this showing off the golden. Oh my god, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Wes.
yeah, I love the idea of trio styles. I mean, they definitely got to introduce them. I mean, the amount of factions you have in AEW now, the amount of 3-man teams you have. I mean, it only makes sense to bring in trio styles, and I've been one of the big advocates for it for a long time, and so I'm very happy to hear that Tony Khan is about to introduce them here soon. Just kind of waiting on the return of Omega, which should be coming sometime in the near future. Like I said earlier, the appearance of Don Callis at Revolution kind of signaled that coming back pretty soon. So I think we'll definitely see those trio styles sooner rather than later. But yeah, man, I mean, you look at the amount of trios teams we have: Death Triangle, House of Black, Adam Cole, and Red Dragon. You got the Elite with Omega and the Bucks. I mean, you got a lot there to digest, and I mean, it's going to be just loads of fun to watch, to see the amount of amazing 6-man tag matches we'll get, and they'll actually like mean something this time because now they'll be fighting for actual championships. So again, it's another perk with AEW that they're adding. You know, it's like they're just gonna make it that much more fun for the viewers to watch.
Absolutely. So I can't even imagine the tournament. That tournament is going to be amazing when they crown the first trios tag team titles. And yeah, I think last time the first inaugural match, Death Triangle, House of Black. Take my money, man. Take my money. We had Tony Schiavone in the ring, and he introduced the new number one contender for the TNT Championship, Wardlow, who, by the way, came out of the babyface tunnel tonight. Wardlow is officially a babyface. He turned on MJF at the pay-per-view. That might have been the loudest pop on Sunday night. I mean, outside of William Regal got the loudest pop on Sunday. That was probably second. Crowd was going crazy for that. So, Wardlow, he comes out and he thanks Tony Schiavone, and he talks about doing work for others and making sure they get to where they want to be. And he says he came into AEW and he thought he'd be reaching his goals working with Max. And unfortunately, he's just relieving one situation. He's leaving someone else, and he's working for another person. And he says, although Max gave me the most money I've ever had in my life, and has did well for my family, he's also been a complete asshole. And when he slapped me in the face last Wednesday on DYNAMITE, he chose his fate. And that's why I did what I did on Sunday. And he said, actions speak louder than words. And what happened to Max on Sunday was well deserved. The crowd started to chant, Wardlow, Wardlow. And he talked about his family. And when he grew up, he was really poor. And his mother tried to raise him and his two older sisters the best way that she possibly can. And he always wanted to be a professional wrestler, not only because he loved wrestling, but because he can help out his family as well. And when Max talked about putting his family on the street, that was personal to him. And that's why he did what he did. He says he's still under contract with Max, but he says at this point he just does not give a shit. He doesn't care what MJF says, and he's free. Wardlow is free. The crowd erupts, and he says, the only thing I'm focused on right now is next week, because after next week, I am going to be your new TNT champion. So he cut a great promo. Really, he's been with MJF all this time, and really, we haven't heard Wardlow cut a promo. We've heard him speak, but he hasn't really gotten the ring and cut a promo to the audience. Tonight was really his first promo, and I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. We kind of got to know more about him. We got to know what he went through when he was a kid, and I enjoyed it. I really did. And he's ready to break out, man. And so are we. He is going to be such a great star. AEW has a top baby face in its hands. Wardlow is going to be a top baby face in AEW. I'm so ready, dude. I am so ready to see what he does. Wes, man, take it away.
Yeah, this was a great babyface promo from Wardlow. What he did on Sunday, was awesome, man. I love it. It really added to the story and everything. And I gotta say, Punk and MJF, they absolutely killed in their dog collar match, man. I mean, the story they told in that match was incredible. That whole storyline was just amazing. But now that storyline is come and gone. Wardlow aided Punk in the victory over MJF. No MJF sighting tonight on Dynamite, but I do believe we will see an appearance from him next week. Sometime during the TNT title match. But this was a great babyface promo from Wardlow. Like you said, Joseph, AEW's got a big star in their hands with Wardlow, and obviously him being the babyface is working because the crowd loved everything he had to say tonight, and they were doing the Wardlow chants to the same tune as they would do Goldberg chants, but. Well, I prefer me some Wardlow over some Oldberg, personally, in my opinion. But yeah, man, Wardlow's going to be a big star for AEW for sure, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do going forward. I do believe we are entering now a Wardlow MJF feud heading into Double or Nothing, which will be very entertaining to watch. But yeah, Wardlow's a new man. He is no longer associating himself with the Pinnacle or MJF anymore. And again, man, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Cam.
I'm in agreement with Wes here. I'm in agreement with Wes here. I'm in agreement with Wes here. Wardlow is so over, and it's absolutely great to see. And it's absolutely great to see. He is going to be a gigantic star. He's going to be a gigantic star for AEW, and it's really cool. And it's really cool to see how AEW took Wardlow, who I know Wardlow did some induce, but still, when Wardlow came into AEW, I would argue a majority of people didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they were able to take Wardlow from a relatively unknown to somebody, from a relatively unknown to somebody who is now one of their top stars. It's going to be one of their top stars. It is absolutely amazing to see, man. And I'm with you, Wes. We see MJF next week. Wardlow better have eyes in the back of his head because either Shawn Spears or Wardlow is costing. Because either Shawn Spears or MJF, is costing Wardlow the TNT title here tonight.
I don't know, man. I'm going to talk about that when we get to the main event. But, dude, I love it. He is so over. And this feud with MJF is going to make him even more over. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he does. A lot of people compare him to Batista. He's this generation's Batista. And you know what? I don't really see. I see comparisons between him and Batista. So I'm excited. He's got huge potential. He could cut a promo now too. So the fact that he could talk, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Had the Acclaimed against the Jurassic Express for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Another successful defense out of the Jurassic Express as they had a good tag team title match against the Acclaimed. Jungle Boy pinning Max Caster. And I'm telling you, man, the Jurassic Express, I think, are on the. It's right now the Young Bucks, no doubt, have had the best reign as the tag team champions. But man, I'm starting to think that Jurassic Express is on their way. They had a good match tonight against the Acclaimed, and oh my God, that three-way match on Sunday night. I almost had a heart attack after that match. So much happened. I mean, it was no offense. It was a spot fest, but I enjoyed the heck out of it, man. It was freaking incredible. The crowd was on literally. I don't know how it was on TV, but the crowd was on its feet for the last nearly 10 minutes of that match. It was insane. That's how awesome that match was. I would not be shocked if that three-way gets a 5-star match. That was one of my favorite matches of the entire week. That's for tonight. Jurassic Express retaining tag team titles against the Acclaimed. Let's go to Cam.
I thought this was a really good match here. I love the Acclaim. The Acclaim are probably my second favorite tag team in AEW. My first favorite was Jurassic Express. So I really enjoyed this. I thought this was really good stuff here between these guys here. And Jurassic Express continue to dominate as they should. They've been killing it as the AEW Tag Team Champions. They've had some great matches so far, and that three-way at Revolution was tremendous. So that three-way at Revolution was tremendous. So yeah.
Wes.
Yeah, this was a very good AEW title match. And yeah, the three-way at Revolution, probably my favorite match of the night. Definitely the best tag team match I've seen all year long, man, up to this point in 2022. Those three teams absolutely killed it this past Sunday, man. I mean, I was just on the edge of my seat the entire time, man. I mean, so many close near falls going towards the final sequences of the match. Absolutely incredible, man. I mean, and are we really surprised that another tag team match involving the Young Bucks is a match of the year candidate? I mean, goodness gracious, man. I mean, there might be people out there that don't like them, but man, these guys are putting on some of the best tag team matches you could find in modern wrestling history, man. I mean, these guys put on banger after banger after banger. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Red Dragon or Jurassic Express either. I mean, those two teams are absolutely decorated in their own right. But the Young Bucks, man, I mean, it's just like the Young Bucks continue to get themselves involved in some of the best tag team matches you'll ever see. And it's wonderful to watch, man. But yeah, that definitely was my favorite match of the night. On Revolution Sunday, and again, my top tag match of the year. But this match tonight between Jurassic Express and the Acclaim, very good. I thought both teams put on a really good match here, and of course, Jurassic Express retained. And where they go going forward, we shall see. But it's like we said a little bit earlier. I could definitely see Moxley Danielson versus Jurassic Express leading up into Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. So, which would be an awesome tag team title match there. But it'll be fun to watch going forward. And yeah, good match tonight.
Got to backtrack a little bit to something earlier in the show, and I apologize. But yes. I forgot. I know. I forgot to talk to freaking biggest.
How can you forget, man? Come on.
I'm sorry, dude. It's 11:20 at recording, and I'm tired. So, my God, biggest thing of the night. We had the AHFO in the ring. And Matt Hardy started talking. He said, I know you wanted to call this meeting. I let the team down on Sunday. I am completely sorry about me letting the team down. By the way, I have to talk about the match real quick. That match was absolutely chaos. They started brawling on the outside, and I'm like, oh, okay. They're brawling on the outside. You got the Butcher swinging Darby Allin around. That's cool. Then you got Matt Hardy brawling with Sting, and I'm like, oh, look, Matt Hardy and Sting, they're brawling. And it's freaking Sammy Guevara's Spanish fly off at the top of stage. Isaiah Cassidy was. I don't know how Sammy Guevara does it, dude. I'm starting to think he's more crazy than Darby Allin is, but that was freaking insane. I'm glad Isaiah Cassidy's okay because the back of his head hit the table that they didn't go through, and then all of a sudden, Matt Hardy and Sting are brawling up in my section, and they literally were brawling two freaking rows away from where I was sitting, and they're brawling, and they get to the where the top of the section is. Sting's elbowing Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is getting out of harm's way, literally right in front of me in the section, and it was crazy. And freaking Sting, man, 63-year-old Sting. He's about to turn 63. Jumping off a ledge to Andrade through 3 goddamn tables, bro. Freaking Sting. So I had to mention that real quick. That was That was unbelievable. I see Wes is laughing out of shock.
I mean, if I had to pick like one of it might have been my favorite spot of the night. It was that whole. I mean, I swear, man, there is absolutely no way in hell that Sting is a human. There is no way in hell Sting is an actual human being because how in the world at 62 years old you jump from the damn mezzanine? You jump from the damn mezzanine through 3 tables, man. What the hell? I mean, this guy had a major neck injury after he fought Seth Rollins in WWE, and here he is in 2022 jumping off a mezzanine through 3 tables. I mean, I could not believe my eyes. But me and my dad is one of the biggest Sting fans you will find. Me and my dad are watching this, and we're both just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, literally, what the hell is going on here, man? This is insane. But man, here we were before this pay-per-view. We were talking on the podcast here. Oh, it'll be a fun match. It's gonna be a fun match. We literally one of the best matches of the entire freaking show. Like, holy crap, man. These 6 men tore it up big time, man. Sting, you madman. I freaking love you, man. Even if you don't like Sting, you have to have respect for this man at the end of the day. There's no way you can look at this man. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan to look at this and be like, wow, yeah, I respect the hell out of this guy. Because my goodness, man, I mean, like, the dude is like, it's like every single time Sting steps into a match, like, he just outdoes himself every time. He's like, oh, you thought this was crazy? Watch this shit. It's just like, it's unbelievable, man. I'm just in awe from. I'm still feeling the effects of it from Sunday, man, because it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, big shout out to Sting and to the other 5 men. I mean, they killed it, man. This was absolutely incredible.
Cam, do you have anything to say?
All I gotta say is this, man. I got two. All I gotta say is this, man. One. I'm in the theater watching this. And I see Matt Hardy taking Sting up there. And at first, I thought Matt Hardy was gonna do a sound effect of the Sting, like off the top of the thing. I'm just watching this. Going, why the hell? I'm like, why the hell is Sting up there? I'm like, Sting ain't gonna jump. He's 62. But he jumps through the thing, man. And like, the only thing I can think of is that Sting must be auditioning for like a part. We know Darby Allin was in Jackass. I think Sting is auditioning. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we saw Sting in Jackass, man. That's my only inspiration for it, man. He saw Darby Allin in Jackass about to kill himself. And he said, hold on, man. I can't let you take all the glory. He said, hold on, I can't let you take all the glory. So he had to go top him. So he had to go top Darby Allin. That's the only explanation I can legitimately come up with right now. My God. Sting is an absolute madman. My Lord.
I absolutely marked out during that match. That was freaking crazy. Anyway, tonight, so Andrade wants to kick Matt Hardy out of his own faction that he started. Matt Hardy's like, okay, let's vote. And I can guarantee you right now, my kid's private party, they want me to stay here. So Andrade and Jose have their thumbs down. The Butcher and the Blade are just standing there. Like, they are just standing there doing nothing. At first, Private Party has their thumbs up. And then Matt Hardy's talking to Andrade. And they put their thumbs down. And Andrade's like, always turn your back. Always don't turn your back. And the entire group is attacking Matt Hardy. Out comes Sting and Darby Allin. They get attacked. And for the big, gigantic pop of the night, Jeff Hardy, Jeffrey Nero Hardy, is all elite. Man, what a moment. I wish I was there. 3.5 hours away was too far. But, man, it was great seeing it on television. What a freaking moment. Jeff Hardy does a swanton bomb. And the most shocked person in that arena was Darby Allin. Darby Allin, literally staring at Jeff Hardy, had an awe face. Darby Allin wasn't shocked. That's a dream match. Darby Allin against Jeff Hardy. That is a dream match in AEW, and I hope we see that one day before Jeff retires. But man, Jeff Hardy looked so happy, and I'm so happy for him. The Hardy Boys are back, and I hope they get one last run in their career as the tag team champions. This was awesome. I'm so happy to see Jeff in AEW. He got the graphic. Jeff Hardy is all elite. Cam, your thoughts?
Man, Jeff Hardy, what you think about showing up on Dynamite tonight? On Dynamite tonight, man. What you think about it? Yeah, you see Jeff Hardy right there. I had to get him. I love me some Jeffrey Hardy. Excuse me. I love me some Jeffrey Nero Hardy, man. I was so happy to see him tonight. We all knew this was coming. We all knew as soon as Jeff Hardy got released from WWE. We all said, well, we all said, well, it's only a matter of time before he's on AEW television. And, he's on AEW television tonight, which I am absolutely ecstatic about. I'm really happy that he came out to the old Hardy Boys theme music. I figured WWE.
Not to mention that.
I figured WWE didn't own it because I've seen TV shows where they use that music, and every time they use that music, I can't stop. I can't help but think about the Hardy Boys. It's the wrestling fan in me. I can't help but think about the Hardy Boys. Well, I'm so happy Jeff Hardy. I'm so happy Jeff Hardy is in AEW, man. The Hardy Boys are about to have a ton of dream. There are a ton of dream matches for the Hardys in AEW. Jeff Hardy being here is great. And not only do I hope we get one last Hardy Boys title reign, I need one more Jeff Hardy World title reign, man. I need one more. We didn't get it in WWE. I need one more Tony Khan. Please give us one more Jeff Hardy title reign, man. WWE didn't give it to us for some reason. Please give it to us, man. Even if he holds the title for like a week, a day, a month, I don't care how long he holds it. Just give us one more run with Jeff Hardy as world champion. Please do that, Tony Khan. But I am super happy Jeff Hardy is in AEW.
Right.
Absolutely incredible, man. I knew we all knew it was coming, but man, with the second that music hit, that old Hardy Boys theme, when that hit, man, I mean, the kid inside of me, the old kid inside of me just came right out, man. I mean, this is my childhood right here, and Jeff Hardy is my childhood. He's so many other wrestling fans' childhood. I mean, this guy has inspired a lot of people into pro wrestling, and a lot of us, and I remember way back when in the 2000s, being a kid and doing all the Jeff Hardy moves on the trampoline and on my friend's trampoline in his backyard, man. I remember all of it. And I remember one of my old good friends from back in the day, man. He was the biggest Jeff Hardy mark you could find. He had the armbands and everything, man. I mean, Jeff Hardy has been an inspiration for all of us pro wrestling fans for many, many years. And to see him free, to see him in AEW, reunited with his brother, with Matt, it's amazing to watch, man. And hopefully we do get one last true Hardy Boys run here, and I love that fact that it's going to happen in AEW. And yeah, I would love to see them hold the AEW tag titles at one point. I feel like it's only fair that they get one last title run and it be the AEW World Tag Team titles. But man, it's just absolutely incredible to see. Of course, I marked out for it, but to see Jeff Hardy in AEW with Matt, it's been a long time coming, honestly, and I'm very happy to see it happen. And I'm telling you guys, we're gonna be in for a real treat with this as well, man. AEW, I mean, they're firing on all cylinders, man. And Tony Khan ain't stopping. And again, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Jeff Hardy is officially all elite, and I love to see it, man. And we all love to see it.
Yes, sir, man. My favorite thing on the show. Possibility are endless with the Hardy Boys, so I'm very, very excited. Unfortunately, well, I met her on Sunday, Layla Hirsch. Very nice person. Unfortunately, it was not a good night for her tonight. She fought Thunder Rosa in the number one contender match for the AEW Women's Championship. I thought this match was not that good, unfortunately. She was not her best. Thunder Rosa Coming off a disappointing match against Britt Baker on Sunday. I thought the match was good, but something just really felt off about it. And tonight's match was not really great either. Thunder Rosa got the win as expected. I'm very excited for the match next week. We'll get to that in a bit. But as for tonight, um, I don't know, man. She didn't really have a good match against Layla Hirsch. It is what it is. But fortunately, next week she's getting a rematch against Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship. She's getting it in San Antonio, Texas, and it's a steel cage match. And I'm hyped. I need it now. I questioned why Thunder Rosa lost that match. The match was not that good in itself. I mean, the match was fine, but it just wasn't. It did not live up to expectations. I was very confused. And then they announced Sunday that we were getting Layla Hirsch and Thunder Rosa Wednesday night in number one contender match, and I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're setting up Rosa to win the title in her hometown of San Antonio, Texas. Gotcha. I'm actually really happy Britt Baker now she won on Sunday, because now we're getting a rematch in Rosa's hometown, San Antonio, steel cage match. That shit's gonna be electric, and it's gonna make up for the match that they had Sunday at Revolution. I cannot wait for that match next week. No doubt. No doubt. That's your main event next week on St. Patrick's Day Slam. No question. Let's go to Cam first, and then we'll go to Wes.
I was really looking forward. I was really looking forward to this match here. Unfortunately, it did not deliver. I don't know what I don't know what it was. I don't. And I'm not sure why. And I don't. And I'm not sure why. But I was very disappointed by this match here. I was very disappointed by this match here. Thunder Rosa won as she should have. I love Layla Hirsch, but Thunder Rosa absolutely should have won this match here. In the steel cage match next week. In the steel cage match next week, I'm looking forward to it. I thought they're gonna. I thought they're gonna hold it off and do the title change at Double or Nothing. Give it a little bit more build. Give it a little bit more build up. Give it a little bit more build up. But them doing it next week in San Antonio, it's mighty fine with me. Thunder Rosa will get a monster reaction when it happens, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it. So next week, Thunder Rosa is your next AEW Women's Champion. If not, then there's a serious issue. If not, then there's a serious issue here. But I have faith in AEW. Thunder Rosa is your next Women's Champion. She wins the title next week.
Wes.
Yeah, I thought the match with Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch was okay for what it was, but it really wasn't all that great. I thought Layla's match with Chris Statlander was far superior back on Sunday. I thought her and Statlander put on a really good match for the time that they had. But yeah, we all knew where this was going after it was announced after the women's world title match happened. And the women's world title match, it was fine for what it was there. But it wasn't as good as we all thought it would be. But I think they did follow MJF and CM Punk on the card. So it was going to be very hard for just about anybody in that spot to follow what was just an amazing dog collar match. Yeah, Thunder Rosa didn't win the title there. Obviously, a lot of people were disappointed by that. But, people, now that it was announced that, Thunder Rosa was going to have a number one contenders match on Wednesday against Layla Hirsch, that should have probably set off a light bulb in everybody's head. Like, oh, okay, now I see what they're doing. She's going to win the match here, go on to St. Patrick's Day Slam in San Antonio and face Britt Baker, win the title there, which is exactly what's happening next week at St. Patrick's Day Slam in San Antonio. Thunder Rosa will face Britt Baker once again for the AEW Women's World Title, but this time in a steel cage match. It should be really good. I expect this match to be better than the Revolution match, especially since Thunder Rosa is going to win the title here. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed she's winning the title. Also, shout out to the new design of the AEW Women's World Title. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I think this looks way better than the original design. Just my opinion, but I think it looks a lot better. AEW has got a lot of pretty championships in their company, man, and this is definitely another one to add to the list, man. I love the new look of the AEW Women's title.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for this steel cage match. Cannot get here. Literally, they fought each other in the main event of St. Patrick's Day in a lights out match. Fast forward to 1 year later, same show. They're now doing it again for the women's title inside a steel cage. It cannot get here quick enough. So I'm very excited for that. Before we get to next Wednesday, we have Rampage. Friday night on TNT, we got Darby Allin one-on-one against Mark Quinn. Keith Lee against QT Marshall. Mercedes Martinez against Jamie Hayter. And Tony Nese against the debuting Shane Swerve Strickland, which, by the way, is a great acquisition by AEW. The main event of tonight's show was Scorpio Sky against Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. Streak versus title. And simple storytelling in this match. The focus was on Sammy Guevara's back. Sammy Guevara is coming off a rough match at Revolution after that Spanish fly off the stage. He had his ribs all taped up, and he had his ribs taped up, and he immediately set up a table. He set Scorpio Sky off it. He was going to do a 360. What does he call his top rope move?
The 630 senton.
Yeah, the 630 senton through the table, but Scorpio Sky moves and Sammy Guevara goes splat through the table. And I really hope he's okay. That was brutal. That was an absolute brutal landing as it gets. His girlfriend Ty Conti's out there making sure he's okay. The doctor, Doc Sampson, they are walking Sammy Guevara to the back. Sammy's like, no, I'm not quitting the match. I'm going back in there. Scorpio Sky repeatedly did backbreaker after backbreaker after backbreaker to Sammy Guevara, damaging his ribs. Sammy Guevara then luckily got the GTH off of Scorpio Sky. Sky rolled out of the ring. Sammy then went for the 630 senton again. Scorpio Sky got the knees up. And at one point in the match, Ethan Page was on the top of the apron. Ty Conti was there to pull him down. And Paige Van Zandt attacked Ty Conti, threw her into the steel steps. Scorpio Sky hit his finishing mover, the shoulder in an attitude adjustment position into a cutter. And Scorpio Sky, unexpectedly, is your new TNT champion. After the match, he lays out Sammy with the TNT championship. Paige Van Zandt lays out Tay Conti right on top of Sammy Guevara, and she signs her new AEW contract right on Ty Conti's ass, and she holds it up in the air. Paige Van Zandt is all elite, and Scorpio Sky is the new TNT champion. And we'll get to your guys' opinions in a little bit. But unfortunately, Scorpio Sky is a transitional champion. If this was up to me, there's no way that Wardlow's losing next week. You got to give Wardlow the championship. You can have the TNT championship in the feud between MJF and Wardlow, with MJF saying, well, you have the championship, and I was going to let you have it. But now, after what you did to me at Revolution, it still says in the contract, any championship you have goes directly to me. So I do think they're going to play that up in the storyline And I do think all of this is going to come down to Wardlow against MJF for the TNT Championship, and unfortunately for Scorpio Sky. Good for him for winning the match tonight against Sammy. Unfortunately, I think he's getting the short end of the stick. The stick. He's a transitional champion, in my opinion. He's losing that belt next week to Wardlow. I just don't see Wardlow losing to Scorpio Sky. But let's get to your guys' opinion on the match. What will happen next week? Let's start with Wes.
Yeah, I thought this was a very solid main event here between Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara. Obviously, they played up the story with Sammy's ribs, going back to the effects that he suffered back at the pay-per-view. And so I like that they played that up more, and it only added more insult to injury when he did the 630 senton through the table and he missed Scorpio Sky. So obviously the story of the match was Scorpio working over the injured ribs, and it ended up being the advantage for Scorpio Sky that he needed as he would defeat Sammy Guevara. He's now the new TNT champion. Now, I could see, Joseph, I could see your scenario playing out the way that I could see it playing out. It's not an impossibility. I think it's definitely a possibility. But personally, in my opinion, I do think MJF returns next week. I do think he cost Wardlow the TNT title match because of the fact that Wardlow costed MJF his match against CM Punk at Revolution. I think Wardlow is going to be costed his TNT title match next week against Scorpio Sky, because I just don't really see Scorpio just being a 1 week champion. I feel like that would also maybe piss off some people too if Scorpio Sky just had a 1 week reign. I know there's probably not like too many like massive Scorpio Sky fans out there, but I know there's people out there that definitely like him. I definitely think he's a solid veteran in their company for sure. But I don't really see him holding that title for just a week. So I think he's going to retain next week. It should be a really good match, but I do think MJF makes his return and he costs Wardlow the match, and then that sets up their one-on-one feud going into Double or Nothing, and it could involve the TNT title. Yes, it could, but I personally think it's just going to be a non-title blood feud that we'll see heading into May and heading into Double or Nothing. So that's personally my opinion on it, but I can't see your scenario playing out in that other way. So,
Cam?
I thought this was a really good match here. I thought this was a really good match here between Sammy and Scorpio Sky. They said this is Sammy Guevara's 8th match in like 9 weeks. My God, they've been working the shit out of Sammy. It's a good thing. It's a good thing AEW doesn't run house shows, because my Lord, it's a good thing they don't run house shows, because my Lord. But shout out to Sammy Guevara, He was an absolute workhorse. He's been an absolute workhorse. He's been an absolute workhorse for them there. So, he's been an absolute workhorse for them there. Him dropping the TNT title definitely surprised me tonight. Definitely surprised me. But I'm happy for Scorpio Sky. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. So Scorpio Sky is TNT champion. Tony Khan, can you please buy the rights to the Men of the Year for Scorpio Sky? So when he comes out, we can hear Schoolboy Q when he comes out. I think that would fit him like a glove. Tony Khan, if you're listening, buy the rights to that song. Make it Scorpio Sky's new interest music. I promise you, Scorpio Sky will be the most sober person in the company if you do that. But I thought this was great. Paige Van Zant is all elite, and her signing the contract on Tay Conchi's ass. Great, that's a great place to sign a. That's a great place to sign a contract. That's a great place to sign a contract. You got a lot of room there. Well, you got a lot of room there. So Paige Van Zant being in AEW is great, and I think this, and I think the match are getting at Double or Nothing, or possibly on TV. I think it's more likely it happens at Double or Nothing. Be a mixed tag with Paige Van Zant, Paige Van Zant and Scorpio Sky against Tay Conchi and Sammy Guevara. That's a great place to put. That's a great place to put Paige Van Zant, who is obviously. That's a great place to put Paige Van Zant, who was obviously new to this, but who was obviously new to this, putting her in a mixed tag with guys that can help carry her and guys that can not expose her as much. It was a great thing. So I thought this was really good.
Also, by the way, they were originally going to have Paige Van Zant's first feud be with Brandy Rhodes. Thank God Thank God that did not happen. But listen, her being her first feud with Ty Conti, similar backgrounds, it fits like a glove. That's the perfect first feud for Paige Van Sant that she could go over. Ty Conti will lose absolutely nothing, in my opinion, from losing a feud to Paige Van Sant. She will be fine. And I don't know, man. As far as next week goes, I just don't see how Wardlow loses. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know. I would like to see MJF off of television for a couple more weeks, and that's with Punk as well, by the way. Because after going through a match like a dog collar match that brutal, you shouldn't be on TV for at least a month. That's realistic. So I don't know. I think Wardlow wins the title. And I think MJF will come back in a couple weeks. So that's the way I see things happening. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have way surpassed an hour and a half, and we're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning into the night show. And thank you all so much for the support this past weekend for AEW Revolution weekend. Excuse me. Means the absolute world. Please continue to do that. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below your thoughts on tonight's AEW Dynamite show live from Fort Myers, Florida. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us and tonight's review. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph. Oh, Wes, go ahead, dude.
You already know. Follow me over on Instagram and on TikTok at The Real Wesley Snipes. You can also follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/WesleyWilliams5. But yeah, make sure you guys go do that. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to our AEW Dynamite review tonight from the fallout from AEW Revolution. It was a long one tonight, but we had a lot of great stuff to talk about here. The debut of Jeff Hardy, a new TNT champion, was crowned. And again, the fallout from AEW Revolution this past Sunday, man. It's been a great week to be an AEW fan. It's always a great time to be an AEW fan. And folks, I hope you continue to subscribe and continue to like, comment, share with your friends. Continue to tune in to what we have to say about AEW each and every single week, every Friday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Thank you all so much for the continued support. I mean, again, 1 year of the three of us talking AEW, man. It's absolutely wonderful. And again, I wouldn't want to do it with two other guys, man. So Joseph, Cam, thank you guys so much for talking this great sport with me and talking about this awesome company with me in AEW. And I can't wait for many more years to come in the future. And again, man, we gotta link up in real life at some point, man. We gotta make it happen. So let's try and work on that at some point in the near future, man. But let's keep rocking it and keep killing it how we like we always do. So.
Cam, take us home.
Make sure. You can follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Also subscribe to the CNE podcast, available on all platforms. Joseph Wesley, it has been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege talking AEW Dynamite. I'm talking AEW Dynamite with you guys, man. I consider you guys very close. I consider you guys very good friends, man. Nobody else who I would rather do this with nobody else I would rather do this with every week. And yeah, man, we definitely got to link up at some point.
Absolutely. We'll work on that hopefully this year. And thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you Friday night for Rampage. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. We out. Peace.